Hi guys, my name's Seb Tudor, I'm the man on the Silver Mountain. Welcome back to Torment, Tides of Numenera. We are going to carry on straight off the end of this because I don't really want to stop carrying on straight off the end of the last episode. And so we will jump into the real world, I take it, because that looks like a resonance chamber. And these look like friends.
Where did he fall from? His body smashed to talc. It's a wonder he's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not his origin point. But look, he's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
Down you go. Up I get. Allagan. Oh, what was that? What did you do, Calistige? His tone has become accusatory, suspicious. You open your eyes. The first thing you notice is the man's kaleidoscope of tattoos, writhing across his body, across his forearms rather. He wears a long dark cloak belted at the waist, supplies filling the pockets. His boots are worn and stained with years of travel. You blame me. He emitted an internal physiological reaction in response to the fall, probably related to that fantastic healing process. Obviously, Allagan. Her voice rolls and hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure that you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly mimicking her, though some act and react to stimuli that you can't perceive. Her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constant through these shadows. Oh yes, it's obvious, Calistige. His voice is grim and clipped. Then he sees you looking at him. You're no ordinary mortal. We know that much. Start talking. His face is hard and set. Scan thoughts. He's the changing god. Woo, I'm a god. Calistige is deliberately blinding herself, but why? But I can't just call him out on it. Okay. Well, we know we fell, so that's a daft question. Who are they? That's prominent. Let's find out what he meant by the changing god, though. You really don't know. He cocks his head to the side. I'm starting to think you're not him. Starting to think, Allagan. Tell me, is that a novel experience? Oh, I like her already. Allagan's being more paranoid than usual. Like to read. How long must I put up with him? It's his face. I've never seen any other people rebuild themselves like that. Only the changing god could have healed so quickly. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Maybe you could help me for a change. You know what this means to me? Oh, you know what this means to me. You're familiar with the word changing, Allagan. It implies inconsistency, or inconstancy. Fair enough. Thus, the changing god may well have changed. Several versions of her shrug, and she addresses you. You'll have to forgive him. He believes you're someone who he once knew. God damn it. Please learn to read, Seb. Even though it's painfully obvious to anyone that you are newly born. Her most solid self curtsies, while others bow or spin. I and my sisters am Calistige. This is Allagan. We are explorers, knowledge seekers. That's how we came to be in this room. If I'm not mistaken, you are what we call a cast-off. The changing god created you, body and mind. Your sire used your body for a time, then abandoned it for reasons of his own. When his mind departed for a new experience, you were born and in his cast-off shell. Well, that's nice. Are there other cast-offs? So you say I was born when the changing god left, but why am I not dead before I wake up? Dream like lava. Falling from the sky didn't kill me. Is there anything that can? An excellent question. Having seen your regenerative abilities in action, I suspect they are primarily physical, a regrowth. If that's the case, you'd be unable to survive most varieties of psychic or molecular decomposition, disintegration, conflagration, and so forth. Degenerative diseases could pose a problem, and I know of several entities capable of psychic destruction. As she speaks, a vision flashes into your mind. It's not yours exactly. Somehow you know this is a memory of the changing gods. You are in a dark room, lit by a myriad of blinking lights and holograms from the many machines surrounding you. What about a body that can withstand the Sorrow's attacks? Says a voice. It seems to be coming from one of the machines. No, you reply. The thing has no respect for barriers of any kind, temporal, physical, temporal, psychic. This is the only way. With a series of gestures, you bring up an image of a crystalline pod. If the resonance chamber works, it will give us the power to stop the Sorrow's hunt once and for all. We just need the right focal point, a catalyst. The memory fades. Calistige is still talking. You realise that the device you saw in the memory is identical to the one behind you now. It looks like the Spectre had described it, a transparent sarcophagus inside a crystalline dome with mechanical arms arrayed around it on a metal ring. Unfortunately, the dome is shattered and the sarcophagus is cracked, and one of the arms is in pieces on the floor. Whatever its function, it clearly needs repair. Excuse me. Or flesh-eating viruses. One presumes disfigurement by the Iron Wind would likewise be devastating enough to... I think he gets the point, Calistage. Saw a vision of myself in another time and place just now. You didn't see it, did you? No, it was in your head. Do either of you know anything about the Sorrow? Where are we? What is this place? Before I woke up. Okay. Do either of you know how to... Yeah, let's just move straight on to the point. Not likely, though it might not be impossible. You need people with the appropriate knowledge. I'm sure the cult of the changing god will hold the answer. Stage with her distaste is evident in the expressions of her echoes, although the face of the one in the lead remains carefully impassive. You turn to the insane to help a newborn. Where's your judgment, Allegan? I would take him to the Order of Truth. Order of Truth? Are you mad? They would sooner take us apart. So now the Order of Truth is kind of the kind of core religion based around knowledge and uncovering like power from the past. The cult of the changing god is obviously the cult of the changing god. Don't really think that, is what it says on the tin. I like her, and the Order of Truth doesn't sound like a bad idea from what I know about them from the pen and paper game, so we'll go with her. Of course, once I provide an introduction to the priests, we'll have your chamber fixed in no time. You'll end up without your clothes and broken in a ditch while she laughs it off as a good experiment. It's probably best I come with you as well. Suspicious as always, Allegan. Child, the world is an exciting place, but it is full of dangers. Rest assured, one of us will get you safely to where you need to be. I'll be right behind you. Sunny smile crosses her face. She seems nice. I don't know what his problem is. I shudder to think what Allegan might do to the child. See, now she's suspicious of you. But yeah, okay, we'll get going. Companions. You gained your first companions. Yay, friends! They will follow the cast-off and be controlled during combat. Or crisis, rather. You can speak to them about their pasts and take advantage of their unique abilities and skills. Companions have their own motivations and personalities, and depending on the choices you make, they may not follow you forever. You will find your companions who can join you as you travel through the Ninth World. Take this opportunity to explore your surroundings. You may find items and equipment. Cool. Okay. Well, let's take a look at this, shall we? So let's take a look at it. Padded interior. Okay, so it's comfy. Let's take a look at the arms. Okay, so they're like they are what is whatever does the job. No breath echoing you. Okay, so there's something going on. That examine the shards around the room. Okay, so these are perception. A faint scratching sound draws your attention to two crystalline chunks near your feet. As you watch, they tumble gently into each other and meld, their disparate angles flowing together like water. After a moment, they part again, trailing shining threads of living crystal. Resonant chamber can heal from certain wounds, but not from the amount of damage you've done to it. Okay, well we'll pick up crystal shard. Oh, we've got to lay. Okay. So we've got ourselves a weapon as a result. Is this inventory? What is that? Oh, item. That's ciphers. Okay. Character sheet. Inventory. Okay. So that did. Okay, so that's already equipped. This is our backpack. This is our ciphers with our cipher limit. Do you all have... Okay, so you all have different things as well. His tattoos are kind of cool. But she only shows up without her little holograms for the moment. But what does she have? So she's got essentially a pistol. He's got a mace, and then I've got a crystalline shiv. Okay, right. What else is there that we can? Okay. Oh, this looks like a box. Let's go get whatever is in here. Okay, so what we got? We got money, healing intellect points, and healing speed points. Okay, we'll take all of that. What's this? Slate black, unimpressive device hunkers before you. As you touch it, triangle of lights on the casing blazes into life, and an image unfolds in your mind. A towering crystal arch rises over a jagged grey landscape. The air is dead, stifling, and there, at its emerald peak, the image collapses, leaving you staring at the device. Command me, the device, or the intelligence within it says, each word carefully etched with distaste. Okay. Who are you? Seems like a legit question. Command is not understood. Okay. Command me. What was the arch you showed me? Command was not... Okay. Examine the outside of the device. Indignant humming. Law, machinery. Much newer mechanism on the device's side appears to be giving this intelligence its vocabulary and forcing it to speak to you. The device's original creator may not have meant for it to communicate at all. What commands do you recognize? The three lights throb irritably. Heated air sighs from the device's vents, and then a towering list of commands race through your mind. Smashing skill. Yay! No, let's not. Show me the arch again. Number 0. What? You see a huge crystalline arch, jagged field, blah blah blah. Rectangular cells, all of which are numbered. At the arch's pinnacle, one cell is lit in a brilliant, pulsating emerald. Try to remember more details about it. Failure. Damn it. Examine the jagged wasteland. Examine it again. Let's maybe add some. Oh, could we only try that once? Okay, well then we'll. Do we want to smash it? No, I don't think that would serve much kind of purpose. Tiny glowing motes float through the interior of this tower. Each one is surrounded by much smaller motes, like thousands of worlds circling the sun. Okay. What else we got? Flexible tubes are attached to this machine. Appear to be later additions. Someone cobbled the device together, but its function is unclear. Is there anything else? So that's the device. That's that. Can't look at this. Can't look at that. We've already messed around with sarcophagus and picked up a shiv. What's this? Broken fragments. Okay, so that's us
It's a plan.
breaking stuff. Okay, let's head outside then. But okay, so we've got to go talk to some people, find out what's going on, and
I need to talk to you.
you need to talk to me.
This is the reef of fallen worlds, kid. It's a dangerous place at the best of times. And with you lighting up the sky as you fell, well, we should get out of here as soon as possible.
Why were you looking at me when you said that? I wasn't, he growls. Don't be so paranoid. But when she isn't looking, he raises his eyebrows at you knowingly. What do you think we should do next? You want to fix that crystal chamber back there, yeah? First step is getting out of the reef. Okay, well we can talk more later, maybe. Or there are lots of options in this. In fact, let's.
Watch your steps, child. This is not a place to walk lightly. There are dangers in the reef, both old and new.
Who are all these echoes of you? They are me! We are part of each other, sisters across infinite realities. We share our experiences and power. What's that old saying? That experience brings wisdom? I must be the wisest person in Sega's Cliffs. The wisest across countless worlds. Okay, so she's the Latesse twins on steroids.
We shall see.
What do these things do? What are you? Okay, they continue to whirl and their enraptured dance. Quick fingers. Okay, let's give this a go. I actually add some effort this time. Whoops, there was a vision. Okay, we'll leave them alone for the time being. Big shiny monolith. Dull green light wells. I knew someone who did that. Did what you're about to do. Aeon Priest, member of the Order of Truth. A beam came out the top of that thing and ripped his face off. Made a fancy nightlight out of his neck, his crystal necklace though. But hey, I'm sure you know what you're doing. You could stretch out with the crystal shard. Carefully, heated beam lances down from the tip of the structure into the crystal, sending vibrations up your arm, suffusing the shard with a warm green glow. Hey, experience gained. Did that improve my weapon though? Did it do anything? Infused crystal shard. Awesome.
As you wish.
That's fine. We can deal with that.
Allow
Anything
me.
else? Allow you to do what? Another cube. Although this cube hovers in the air, you can feel the ground. Okay.
In this world, then.
So we got more stuff. There's a. Oh, it's down this way. Okay, so there are all kinds of things on the door. Can we knock on the door? There's no one home, dear. Hasn't been for thousands of years. She peers at the door. One of my colleagues at the Order claimed that she got inside, but I don't believe her. Okay.
Yes.
Then we will go and continue on our way.
With alacrity.
Oh no! Is that dude with a glowing arm? Now, is this going to be a fight, or is this going to be a time to chill? He's the star, or he came out of it? What does Cal have to do with this? Okay, so we've got thugs that know Calistige, and they... Cal, I thought you'd sworn off trawling the reef. Found anything tasty? His eyes travel up and down both you and Allagan. Odds and ends, Coro. Nothing that would interest you, I'm sure. Her words are calm, but she's gone quite still. What is he doing here? He has something up his sleeve. I know it. Maybe pass. Let's be polite. Of course, but first a question. One traveller to another. There was a falling star that landed near here not long ago. I was wondering if you knew anything about it. I don't trust them, Allagan hisses in your ear, but loud enough for Calistige to can hear too. Any friend of hers is a cheater, killer, or both. What does that say about you, dear? She gives him a venomous smile. Killer or not, Coro is not a man who can be trusted with unvarnished truth. Tread lightly. Nice scars. Does he have scars? No, I can't go and look at him. Or can I? No. Nice scars. What are those gloves for? Where did this star land? It wasn't a star. Truth. I fell from the sky. I'll be honest with you, I saw the star but don't know. Where did this star land? Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't be reduced to harassing noble travellers. I never saw it, you see. My employer did, and thought, who is the most trustworthy team I can send at a moment's notice? He winks. Luckily, they were on another assignment. We were interested and weren't too drunk yet, so okay. Let's drop some effort into this so that we can lie our way through it. Studied you for a long moment before sighing. All right, well, do let us know if you spot anything of interest. I'd like to say we'd pay for the privilege, but if we were rich, we wouldn't be down here, would we? If he's not telling the truth, then he's a fantastic liar. Guess I was wrong. Nice thinking, kid. That would have been a fiasco. You figured out why they were here, right? I knew I couldn't trust Calistige. This is the last time I make that mistake. They saw me. Oh, sure. And they just had that ambush ready to go at the same time as we were leaving. No, kid. Calistige sold us out. Excuse me, are you suggesting I had something to do with Coro's plans? See, now we can read minds, so we know that at the very least she was surprised by it. Are you suggesting you didn't? An old friend of yours just happens to be waiting for us, armed and outnumbering us, as we return from the greatest find the reef has seen in years? It's too convenient for me, too convenient by far. Of all the idiotic paranoid delusions, you really believe this, don't you? You really believe I'd use a half-wit like Coro to stab you in the back rather than do it myself? You see, kids, just stab you in the back. See, now I think you're reaching, friend. Fact is, I can't trust you anymore. Because you're a baby? I really don't think she's trying to betray us. I do. You haven't seen 1/10 of her debts. Not 1/20th. She's a backstabbing bitch, mark my words. You're insufferable to the end. Oh. These poor people. I will happily guide you, but I will not walk another step with this man. Okay. Well, I'd prefer to travel with her, so that's not really... She'll sell you for parts first chance she gets. Forget it. It's his choice, not my problem. Well, if that happens, then I'll deal with it. She doesn't seem that bad. She seems to want to learn. You know, so she's got a greater chance of learning if I'm alright. Now that you've dealt with Koro and his goons, you can continue on to the city of Sager's Cliffs. To reach the city, cross the bridge at the north end of the platform.
As you wish.
So this is what's that? Lambent green fluid drips from the end of the devices and nozzles. Oh, okay, so that would have been if we got into a fight, we could have used that against them. Okay, well then I don't. What's that? Cobalt petal. Yeah, I don't see any other boxes and things, so we may as well head into the city. But yeah, I quite like Calistage. Allagan seemed to be a bit kind of overly aggressive with what he was saying, but so Otero is a guide. You go and talk to him to get some information.
With
thing,
alacrity.
but so this I found kind of interesting because he's being slowly. This is an execution going on. You've got bigger since I was last here, I'm sure of it. Devourer of wrongs, the death of Riss. And Riss. The ice, it creeps into every... Okay. What we got? Things going on here. Yeen, the overseer. Now we're running into a wall.
Yes.
Let's walk around this way. No, sorry, Tibet. I don't know. Someone around here is a thing. Please stay back with the others. Okay, what's going on? The prisoner Reese of Flatwater is being publicly executed as a warning to all that would flout the laws of Sager's Cliff. What is his crime? Treason. He sold state secrets to the enemies of Sager's Cliffs. Okay. So how's he being executed? Another rustic. It's very simple, sir. Our nanos induce in him a hallucinogenic state. In that state he experiences visions, nightmares really. He speaks of the things he sees and his words become flesh as they leave his mouth. We shape the flesh into human-like form, the death you see beside him. He gestures towards the hideous figure, which looks to be made of rotting viscera. Spam Man! As more strands escape his mouth, his death wraps them around him. They slowly crush the life out of him. Once the condemned is dead, the devourer of wrongs will eat his corpse. Thus is the justice upheld in Sager's Cliffs. Why does he eat executed people? He is of the Dendra Uhur, who can suck the memories of the dead from their marrow. Oh, he's a... is it a Sigizi ghoul? That's something like that. I know what kind of monster he is. I think in those memories is not only the proof that the condemned were guilty, but also the names of their compatriots and other associates. Many an accomplice has been found out in the belly of the devourer. I'm sure Riz wasn't working alone. We'll find his friends soon enough. Okay, thanks. I'll be leaving now. Hold on, let's talk to you. Can we talk to you? Are you the kid guide? You've come to the city. Doesn't seem like her kind of play. What? Saw you wandering down in the reef, he says. Did you get that star before the others did? Guess not. That ain't a face that's found. Good pick. There was nothing to find. Oh no, we don't want to say that. A lot of people went looking for the star, did they? Blue tide. Raised a tiny amount. Nah, not too many. Gotta be a carker to go down to the reef. That place is haunted. Look, you hide it well, but I can tell you're new here. I ain't trying to offend you, but I don't like leaving folk new to Sagus Cliffs, or new to Sagus, on their own. If you have questions for the city, or Circus Minor in particular, I'll answer them free of charge. Why is this freshie travelling with she scares the talc out of me. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, so that it is a terror that's the guide. Okay. So I don't think we need that right now, but who's this fella? You have a name, that means you're important. Never seen his face before. This might be oh, it's a quest.
I say,
It's a voiced
you
quest.
look like someone who believes in justice. How'd you like to help a poor soul wrongfully condemned?
What kind of help do you need? I don't need anything, but my friend there on the platform is dying. The nightmares his executioners have induced in him spill from him with every word he speaks and wrap around him like a snake. I know there are but a few strands around him now, but in a few days' time... Days, huh? They'll choke the life out of him. I cannot imagine a more horrible way to die. Well, that's not true. I have an imagination that would shame a sailor. Okay. So apparently sailors are kind of... Yeah. And you'll need to be swift and willing to hold justice above the law, but there is a way to save him, if you will hear me out. Okay. What's your plan? A simple one, but it requires nerve. Listen. It would be nothing for someone of your noble demeanour to masquerade as a city official and ask the council clerk for an archived copy of an old stay of execution. Once you have it, I'll write out a fresh one and add Riss's name. Then we'll present it to the overseer here and poor Riss will be set free. There you have it, a foolproof, risk-free plan. This sounds like an extremely risky... Nonsense, it couldn't be simpler. Just be calm, confident, and wearing a winning smile. He gives you a winning smile. So now that is a horrible way to die, but do we want to help him or not? Would it be simpler just to talk to the crowd? Well, you're welcome to try, friend. But leave me out of it. Sagus Cliff crowd are notoriously bloodthirsty, and the execution officials are not known for their sense of humour. You might regret it later, and you'd be alone when you did. Too many unknowns in a scheme like that, not enough escape routes. Where do I find a council clerk? Government Square. There's a podium outside the council tower. I can't think of a time he wasn't there. Why not? We'll help him. For the time being, at any rate. You'll need a proper story and a badge of office. Fortunately, I have the first. You can buy the second from Sangolin, the clothing merchant in Government Square. Once you have a badge of office, you'll tell the council clerk you are from the Judicial Oversight Committee. looking into corruption in the commutation of capital sentences. The stay you're asking for is that a notorious gangster named Cole Carden, who was mysteriously set free a few years ago. When you get Cole's stay of execution, I'll make a copy with Arissa's name on it, and you can give it to the overseer who will free him. You see, simple. Now, if you'll let me join you, I'd be happy to show you around the city, help you with all this, whatever else. Okay, so we've got a new dude, Tibir. Be my pleasure, but let's hurry. Not a moment to lose. Okay, who are you? You're a jack. Okay, with a sword and shield. Okay, well, we can go do that. Seer, an arms merchant. That's over here, some more. Anything good? What's going on? Show me what you have for sale. Proper weapons. But do I... What does this do? 3 physical damage, 3 damage per effort. 15% on weapon attacks. Okay. Oh, well, I get that on everything. Okay, so it's basically a good dagger. It's the same as using a rapier. Which is that 35 shins. But I don't get my light bonus on it. Okay, well no, we'll stick with what we've got for the moment then. You're a seer. What can you tell me? You might be useful. Just making it up as I go, pal. No worries. Would have been good fun. Steristi. Surprise embitterment. Okay. Belinda recognizes the thief at once. The creature says, crossing its swaddled arms. Perhaps he managed... he imagined, that by speaking to Steristi, he would evade Felinda's notice. Unfortunately for him, nothing ever did. Why is your partner narrating me? Ignores you and does not hear you. Why don't you talk? It's not acknowledge you, Christ. Okay, I'll watch him work then. The merchant's spread-fingered hands glide over a faded parchment. Faint sound of quill scratching. Okay. I'll talk to you. You're the one that seems to speak. Neither Felinda could believe it, but the thief had come back. He had come in shame, ready to return what he had taken. No, his hands were empty. His expression baffled. Perhaps the thief had simply forgotten to return what he had borrowed. Are you narrating me? The thief said, trying to distract Felinda from the matter at hand. But the merchant would not be distracted. Besides, the merchant had been asked this question many times. 10 years ago, this thief had borrowed a book. How can you possibly remember who borrowed a book from you 10 years ago? I'll find the book. Gold and indigo tide have been raised, the thief declared. Felinda was satisfied temporarily. Okay.
With alacrity.
I can't remember what this thing is called. Oi, no Gorky for free. Pay El Jinto or get gone. Okay, you El Jinto. Sup. How long have we been recording so far? We should probably call it quits in a couple of minutes. But yeah, so this is a dude. Hello there, friend. Here to see the Nycthemeron. My friend in the cage over there. Or are you just looking to spend a word or two? I have some questions. He's far from mine, friend, as you'll likely see if I get too close to the cage. What do you plan to do with it when you're done showing it off? We're likely to release it and run as if every kind of demon in the world was after us. We're not trappers, see, we're explorers, and we're only in this to save up some coin for a journey across a long patch of ground. Not that our motives make much difference to our guest. He'll want to boil our skins once we let him go. I can't say I blame him. We should do it at night, but even then I expect he'll try to kill us. Okay.
Naturally.
Well, it's like it's a squid-like creature, but it's got kind of floaty artifact metal ball dug up through it, and it's got like little things on its tentacles and stuff as well. But I know that we've got something
With alacrity.
over here that we want to mess with, because we messed. This was a thing in the other stuff. So maybe, do you know what? Oh, we've got people who are talking to us. Well, what we'll do is I'll leave it here, and we'll come back in the beginning of the next episode. We'll finish talking to these people, and we'll do this puzzle and see what happens, because it might be different from before. But otherwise, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care. Thank you very much for watching, guys. If you found this at all entertaining and want to see more, then please drop me a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the video tomorrow. Take care.